The full gym fragrance guide, exactly what fragrances to wear to the gym, and exactly what not to do with your fragrances. I think scent and general hygiene is a massive issue at every commercial gym. I don't understand how some of these guys be smelling so fucking bad. So I think this is gonna help a lot of guys out. And it's not necessarily even smelling bad, but it could just be smelling wrong. Because there is certain fragrances that we're gonna get into which you do not wanna wear to the gym, but would be great to wear outside of the gym. So the first thing and the main point you saw here is shower. Fucking shower. Just smell good before you put on a fragrance, because a lot of guys try to mask their shit smell with deodorant or colognes, and you can tell. All it does is just add to the bad smell and maybe even amplify it. Yeah, it honestly smells worse if you're trying to mask 3 days of body odor with Dior Sauvage. Bro, we can tell you stink, brother, and it only makes it like really, like this really sickening smell, overwhelming. And not even just showering, but we do go into this. Diet plays a massive role in how you smell, especially while you're sweating, for instance, at the gym. When you walk past someone and their smell, like their sweat smells like bad health, it's because they have bad health. They have bad gut health, and the foods they're eating is causing their odor to be way worse. As a matter of fact, if you are eating the right foods and your hormones and your gut health is in a good place, females will enjoy the smell of your sweat. I'm not even kidding. They will sniff your fucking armpits. So the main rules with gym fragrances is to keep it light. That's the aim of the game here. We don't want any heavy scents, 2 to 3 sprays at most. 2 on the neck, and maybe 1 on your wrist at the pulse points. Yeah, the goal isn't to walk around like a lighthouse of scent, right? You want people to come close to you and then think, damn, this guy really does smell good. He smells the part. They don't want to be walking past you going, God damn, bro, this guy's stinking out the whole gym. Because wearing fragrances to the gym at all is controversial. A lot of people don't really like it. So you almost want to keep it to your fragrance being really close proximity. It needs to be a slight little addition to, you know, give off hygiene, realistically. Otherwise, just go no fragrance. Fresh over heavy scents. We just want to smell fresh, like we've come out the shower, like we're clean. So we're gonna get into what fragrances give off that vibe. Inoffensive fragrances, ones that don't make you just go, oh, fuck, man. Like some guys walk past you and they smell like they've just come from the bottle shop. And I put here again, shower. Every fucking day, twice. After you go to the gym, before you go to the gym, when you wake up, you cannot smell like sweat. So some fresh gym notes is citrus, aquatic, and herbal. You're probably thinking, well, how the fuck do I know? I'm gonna get into a few hacks on how to find fragrances and know what notes are in them. And I'll get into a few here as well. Fragrances go a lot deeper than you actually think. And like people have full-time jobs around fragrances. I don't know what they're called, but think of like Jeremy Fragrance or like the person at the fragrance shop, right? And by the way, guys, we literally have the full fragrance guide with all the resources, all the links, where to buy it, the price points, the budgets, everything inside that first link in the description. You guys know where to go. That's where the full guides are. In terms of seasonality, a lot of people don't know this. Fragrances have sort of a season that they're aligned with. And for the gym, summer and spring fragrances are what you want to wear. Fall fragrances, maybe, ideally not. Definitely do not wear winter fragrances. And for definitely what not to do, overspray. Don't do any more than 2 to 3 sprays. Don't try and make up for bad hygiene. We went into this. And do not wear winter scents. Just remember that. Okay, so now let's get into niche versus designer fragrances. There are so many fragrances out there, and there are some hidden gems, and there are also some very popular ones that you might know of, like Dior Sauvage or Versace Eros. So the niche pros are, you know, they're more unique, you often get better value, you have more variety, and you can really pick what you like, but they're not mass appealing always. They're also a blind buy, so you oftentimes can't go into the store and smell them or get them tested, so you're just buying them and assuming everyone on the internet is right in saying they smell good. For the designer, it's oftentimes gonna be mass appealing. That's why they're designer fragrances. That's why everyone buys them. You can smell them before you buy them, so you can go into shops like Maya or other designer shops or the actual fragrance store and smell it, test it out. These are oftentimes the best scents. That's why they are the most common, which isn't always a good thing. If they're the most common and everyone's wearing them, then you can't really stand out. But oftentimes it's also a safe bet, and they're very overpriced, right? Because everyone buys them, because they're popular, they have high market value, overpriced for what they are realistically. You might be wondering about trying to find the best longevity and projection as well. So longevity is how long that scent lasts, and projection is how far that scent, you know, lingers around you. Ideally though, for the gym, we don't want a high projection fragrance. We don't want the person over at the bench press to be able to smell your fragrance. And longevity is also not that important, because if you're wearing a nice fresh scent to the gym, you're only at the gym for an hour or two, and maybe after that you might be going out somewhere where you want to put on some sort of different fragrance. So you don't want it to linger around for ages. especially if you're going to the gym in like the colder seasons and you're wearing a fresh scent to the gym and you want to wear a warmer scent outside of that. And here are some really good hacks that not everyone knows about and that I found out that are really helpful. Spray on clothes, it'll last way longer. That's why your girlfriend loves to steal your hoodie, because your fragrance will last way longer on fabrics than your skin. I notice if I spray it directly on my skin, it might only last a day, right? And obviously you can't smell it after that. It might only last a few hours. Spray it on your hoodie or your shirt, that shit will last weeks. You also spray it on your pulse points, so things like your wrist, your neck. I mean, these are very common areas that you spray anyway, and there's a reason for that. And the back of the neck is good too, because if you're giving people hugs, they just like smell the back of your neck, plus the pheromones, put you on game. For fresh scents, so summer and spring scents, you can actually put them in the fridge and this will boost the freshness of that scent. It seems like it wouldn't work, like what the fuck, you're just making it colder. But it actually does boost the freshness of that scent and adds a little bit more punch to the fragrance. Moisturizing before or even putting Vaseline on will also help the longevity projection of the scent. Matching deodorants as well, if you can match a similar scent of deodorant, because deodorants, once again, they kind of mimic fragrances. Well, it is a fragrance, but in a different form, right? So if you can match it, or ideally just wear one or the other, you're gonna have more of a consistent smell rather than overlapping scents. You can also bring like the travel vials or the little samples in your gym bag if you don't want to constantly, you know, find your fragrance, spray it. A good way to never forget is to just bring a little sample of something like Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue or Versace Pour Homme just in your gym bag. Take that around with you. It'll actually last surprisingly long. And the last hack to actually learn more about fragrances, discover fragrances and know what is for what scenario, especially if you're going to be blind buying things, is fragrantica.com. I've got no association with it, but it's literally just like the encyclopedia of fragrances. You can learn everything about the seasonality of the scent, reviews of it, what the rating is, and it's a great way to discover new fragrances that most people might not know about and just walk around in stores and try to find them. So now let's get into some actual examples of fragrances and what's good and what's not for the gym. So the first one I've got here, which is the biggest compliment getter by far, and I actually don't think much people wear it. This is Jean Paul Gaultier Le Beau Le Parfum. It's kind of like a coconut tropical scent. I'm literally not going to gatekeep these. If you want to get compliments, especially in the gym, this is perfect because it's like a summer fresh scent. It's not offensive. It does have very good longevity, but it doesn't have that much projection. So people all the way across the gym aren't going to be able to smell it, but when they walk past you, it's a nice uplifting fresh scent. Then we have Dolce & Gabbana Light Blue, which is an aquatic scent. It's very similar to Versace Pour Homme. This is a very fresh, you know, non-invasive scent. I think this is very universal. A lot of people also wear this. This is almost like a little pick-me-up, honestly. It's very low projection, very low longevity, but it's good to just sort of freshen up, especially when you get out of the shower. Next, we have Versace Eros. I love this scent. It's a bit questionable when it comes to the gym, just because I think it's going to be a little bit overpowering. I'd more wear this on like a night out or even just a day out. I would be wearing this. It's also extremely popular. So many guys smell like this. So it's not bad to wear to the gym, but I wouldn't pick it first. Now we're getting to the complete opposite of what you would wear. Gentleman by Givenchy. Now, this is like the opposite of what you would wear to the gym. It's very heavy, massive projection and longevity. When I spray this stuff, I can smell it like 2 weeks later. So I very rarely use it unless I'm going out to some very cold event. It's almost like a bit of a boozy scent. It's very like sickening as well. If I smell this too much, I almost get like a headache. It's so overpowering. I only use this a couple times a year, honestly. It's still full and I bought it years ago. Same with Spice Bomb by Viktor and Rolf. This smells kind of like Christmas, like spices. This is something you would wear on a very cold day. Definitely not to wear to the gym. Then we have Jean Paul Gaultier Le Male, very popular scent. You know, everyone wears this, everyone knows what this is. It's almost like a meme in the fragrance community. But it's very universal. It's kind of like Versace Eros. It's like a daily driver. You could pretty much wear it to any occasion. It wouldn't be offensive to wear to the gym. I personally think it's a little bit too strong. But those are just some examples. Don't just copy me, because you'll smell like me. You never steal another man's scent. Go to Fragrantica and figure out which ones you might want to go have a look at. Go to your local designer store and have a smell around. That's essentially it, guys, right? If you can get your scent right, if you can just smell good in general, right? You got your hygiene in check, you smell not overpowering, but you smell just right. It is such a compliment getter. It's an easy way to get yourself in the door. And if you got everything else right, if you got the physique, you got the appeal, you've maxed out the AAA physique, this is the cherry on top and it's gonna get you laid. Yeah, it's about layering the right things. We went into this in a reaction video as well. Like, you can't get anything wrong. You just need to tick off the boxes. So scent, the look, the personality, don't be weird. And if you can get everything in check, then there's no reason for a woman, for instance, to not see you as a great option. Once again, if you want the full tactical guides, not only for scent, but everything else that we teach in our entire philosophy, truly our life's work, it's that first link in the description. Guys are getting insane transformations in every single day, lifestyle, body, mindset, everything. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you liked these sort of fragrance videos. I can definitely make more. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.